What's going on? This is my review of Industry Season 3, Episode 4. If this is your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Check out the other content. Click that like button. We do film, music, and sports on the channel. Now, in the comment section of my last video, people were asking, when will we get Rishi? Well, this episode, we got nothing but Rishi. And as a character, I always looked at him like a confident guy. You know, the way he spoke around the office, that caught up to him this episode. I always looked at him like a guy that had things under control. And we find out he is far from having things under control. It was almost sad watching him because I gamble too. And I know a lot of people gamble. I gamble with DraftKings, FanDuel. I do the sports book. I do a lot of different stuff, but never to the extent of Rishi. I even go to casinos like he do, but I ain't never gave my watch away because I was down so bad. I mean, it was sad. And it start off and they let us know he's in disarray at the beginning of the episode. And really, the entire company was in disarray. You had Eric speaking to the team. We know Lumi had their problem. So they're trying to talk to the team and see how they can bounce back as a company. And Rishi is like, yo, this is the perfect time to take advantage of the market. But while he's doing that, we see him disrespect Yasmin, right? Because Yasmin and Henry, they had a situation and Rishi brings that up in front of everybody. We see how vulgar he is at work, and it actually leads to Vanetta quitting, which I couldn't believe that because I really like her character, but she quit because she feel like people are misogynistic, which, at work, it is supposed to be a professional environment, so there's no excuse for that. But I don't think it was too bad. I think, Rishi just got to catch up with the times too. He been there 15 years and things change over time. People change. So when he first came on, it was him, it was Kenny. Remember, Kenny used to speak like this too before the situation with him and Yasmin happened. So I think maybe the culture was real different when he first got there. It probably wasn't as many women as it is now. And typically, and I know this from being in the Navy, where I would go on a ship where it's just men, and then on my ship, it was man and women. When it's man and women, you got to be a little bit more careful of your words. You got to be a little bit more softer because things go, to the highest level and get taken out of proportion or, just get taken wrong more quickly. When I went on the male ship where it was only men, they talk a little different. They work a little different. The hours was a little different too. It was just different, so you got to take that into account too, but it was just crazy seeing how first people were turning on him. And then when he got beat up, how everybody seemed like, yo, dude, you do not got things under control. Everybody's trying to convince him to just leave. Eric is on the brink of firing him. He's talking to Eric like, yo, you can't fire me right now. They gonna fire everybody, and then of course at the end, it all works out. But I gotta speak about his situation with his wife also, because this plays a big role in what's going on in his life too, because he's frustrated. He knows he has a gambling problem. He owes people money. And this is when I knew really like, man, this guy's bad. It was real sad at a point when he goes in to a bar and collects money from the team. And he's supposed to give the money to the guy, but instead he gives the guy his watch and goes to the casino. I said, oh my God, this is horrible. But he won. I couldn't believe he won at the casino. So I said, okay, he won. Now he got way more money. He paid the guy off. He can, go back and tell his wife, hey, we okay, everything's good. But no, he wins money, goes to a strip club, gets beat up. And the whole time in my mind, I seen the trailer, so I'm thinking the guys he owed money to was gonna beat him up. No, it's just some other guy, some random guy in the strip club. I guess he was talking to his girl. I don't know what was going on, but he gets beat up. Or the club. It wasn't a strip club. I don't think it was, but it was girls around. Anywho, he gets beat up in the club. And he almost loses the money because he goes in the club with the money in a bag. I'm like, golly, this guy's falling apart. Like, what was he thinking doing that? But he ends up getting the money after getting beat up. And where does he go? Back to the casino. And this was when he's at an all-time low. And it's really high risk, high reward because he's at an all-time low. And we actually see him leave money on the casino table. That's when I'm like, yo, he just down bad. He go into work, everybody's yelling at him, and then we see it all turn around. But in the mix of this, he didn't go home to his wife, and she is highly upset. So when she sees him, he's beat up. I mean, he just looked crazy. He's itching. He got hives. I mean, he looked dirty. You know, beat up, you got hives, you're itching, you're coughing. He just started looking bad. Do you remember the scene where he was having a nosebleed just out of nowhere? And he actually bleeds on his child while he's watching an explicit video of Sweet Pea. I'm like, oh my God. When I found out it was her and what she do, I'm just like, why is she doing that too? It's crazy because it's so many girls that go to college that even come from wealthy families or families that's not poor and struggling. And they are doing OnlyFans and all of this different stuff. I do not understand it. It's like, yo, you went to college, you got your degree, you wanted to be in the workforce, you in the workforce. Why are you trying to take the super easy route out? And it's not really helpful. It is, going to be detrimental to your psyche, most likely. It is going to be detrimental to how people think of you. And it should be detrimental to that. I hate where we at in a society where people try to normalize things that shouldn't be normal. We shouldn't be losing girls, young girls that go to school and want to be something, but it get a little rough. So then they just turn to the internet and start showing their body. I don't get it at all. And then the craziest thing, they will get with a guy in the future and then expect them to accept their past. It's like, no, I don't want that. And that's why these type of girls, they end up being with guys they don't really want to be with. Because if you a guy and you got options, I'm going to take the one that's not ever been on OnlyFans. I'm going to take the one that ain't doing explicit videos, ain't never did explicit videos. If you got options. And that's typically the guys that are doing well in life. They typically have options, So nobody really wants these type of girls, but there's so many girls doing it today when they're younger, So this happens. And we also find out he did things with Sweet Pea. We learned that from Vanita when she was quitting, but his wife cheats on him. So it's so much going on in this dynamic. And I can imagine in the future, it probably will be an episode where his wife leaves him because he didn't stop at all. And I'm like, come on, Rishi, you didn't turn the corner. It was 18 million across all the books. So he did a great job at work when everybody thought he was doing bad. Even Eric was on the brink of, yo, dude, I'm about to kick you out of here. They was calling security to get him out of there. So, it's like, man, you turn the corner. And then he goes home, tears up a bar, what looked like some sidebar or something like that, gets his dog back. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, great. He's releasing some steam. He done got his dog back, taking responsibility. But then he calls the guy that he owed money to, tells him he has the money, and asks for more. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh my God. it'll never stop. It's a problem that he has, and he's going to really have to bottom out. And bottoming out for him would be the family leaving him and him losing his job for him to probably change. And he do need to change his communication skills at the job too. Obviously, things has changed. You see what happened to Kenny. So you need to switch it up. All right. Now, I also loved how this ended because you got Rishi. He's taking all of these risks. It pays off at work. He's able to pay the guys back, even though he had to borrow money from his wife's parents, which is something you never really want to do. But when it ends and they play Wu-Tang. I said, oh, they didn't play Wu-Tang. This is nice. So this was a good episode to me. Y'all let me know. What did you think about this episode? We definitely got to know Rishi very well. And what scenes did you like the most? As always, if this your first time here, make sure you sub to the channel. Check out the other content. We do film, music, and sports on the channel. Click that like button. And like always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.